Salam students, and welcome back in this session. We will continue with the lesson number 6 of your Beehive. It's My Childhood by APJ Abdul Kalam. Let's first do a quick recap of what we learned in the previous class. It is an extract from APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiography, Wings of Fire, this particular chapter. He was born in a middle class family. They were very generous and kind. So his family, the parents were very generous and very kind. His parents influenced him a lot. He inherited qualities like honesty, self-discipline, faith in goodness, and deep kindness from his parents. Abdul Kalam earned his first wages by working as a helper to his cousin Samsuddin, who distributed newspapers in Rameshwaram. This was where he earned his first wages. He had three close friends who were from Orthodox Hindu Brahmin family. He was from a Muslim family, however, his friends were from Orthodox Hindu Brahmin family. He listened to stories from the life of prophets from his mother and grandmother. He was very fond of listening to stories. So during bedtime, he used to listen to his mother and grandmother. So now let's continue with the lesson. One day, when I was in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramanatha Shastri, who wore the sacred thread. So he was studying at the Rameshwaram Elementary School. However, there were a lot of Muslim Hindus out there. He was a Muslim, so to make them realize that he was a Muslim, he used to wear a cap which marked him as a Muslim. So there was a new teacher who entered the school to his class. He generally used to sit in the front row with his friend who wore a sacred thread. The sacred thread is a thread worn by the Hindus. Okay. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. Could not stomach means could not tolerate. He couldn't see that a Hindu priest's son, that is Ramanatha Shastri, was sitting beside a Muslim boy. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramanatha Shastri. So there was caste system prevailing in those days. So accordingly, the new teacher asked Abdul Kalam to go and sit at the back, at the last benches which was assigned. Only the Hindus were permitted to sit in the front rows. At this, he felt really sad that he was made to sit in the last benches, and so did Ramanatha Shastri. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. Downcast means he felt really sad and depressed when he saw that I had to change my place and move to the last row. I, in the sense, Abdul Kalam. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. So seeing this, Ramanatha Shastri wept. He was really sad. Seeing this, even Abdul Kalam was very sad, and it left a lasting impression on his mind. Seeing this kind of a caste system prevailing in the society. Moving ahead. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. So, whatever happened in the class that particular day, they went and informed their parents about it. Lakshmana Shastri summoned the teacher, that is Ramanatha Shastri's father. He summoned the teacher, he called the teacher, and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. So was very he was very strict, and he wanted the teacher to understand this kind of casteism would not survive in society. He should not create this kind of a situation or this kind of communal intolerance in the minds of the innocent children. All children need to be treated as equal. There should be no caste discrimination present, and especially with the children. So he summoned and made the teacher understand about this. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island. So he asked him to apologize or then leave the school and leave the place itself. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshmana Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. So Lakshmana Shastri's conviction, that is a strong opinion and a strong belief that this kind of caste discrimination should be eliminated, eradicated from society, made a lasting impact on the young teacher, and he was totally transformed or reformed, and he regretted his behavior. So he apologized for this kind of a behavior. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. However, my science teacher, Shiva Subramanya Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. So, though Rameshwaram had this kind of a caste system prevailing there, segregation of different social groups, Abdul Kalam's science teacher, that is Shiva Subramanya Iyer, was very open minded. Though he had a very conservative wife, he was really open minded and was something like a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. So he was a person who tried to change, tried to reform the society prevailing there at Rameshwaram. He wanted people to mingle easily. He used to advise, he used to speak to Kalam stating that he needs to reach great heights and be a part of that highly educated society. So he always used to advise and speak to Kalam. One day, he invited me to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. Ritually pure meaning it is kept protected from all outside influences for the observances of religion. So no other caste, no other religion, the people of other religions are not permitted inside. So she felt it was really ritually pure. Only Hindus were permitted. So once his science teacher invited Kalam to his house for dining with him. So she was really horrified. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. So, as she considered it to be ritually pure, she did not serve him in her kitchen. What happened? Shiva Subramanya Iyer was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. He was not perturbed, he was not disturbed at all at the behavior of his wife. He did not even get angry with her, but instead he sat with Kalam and served him food. He sat beside him and ate with him. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. She was just watching, she was just observing what was happening. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal. So, Kalam says that I don't think she would have found any kind of a difference in the way we ate, drank water, or cleaned the floor. All Hindus or Muslims, we eat the same way, drink water the same way. When I was leaving his house, Shiva Subramanya Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again the next weekend. So when he was leaving, he was invited for a dinner again the next weekend. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. When I visited his house the next week, Shiva Subramanya Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hands. So here you can see how he transformed even his wife, who was very conservative, who believed in these kind of conservative ideas of caste system. He was able to transform the ideology that his wife had. Just he did not get angry, he was not disturbed just by certain statements he made. He was able to change the attitude that his wife had. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Imminent means the war was over, it ended, and freedom of India was certain. They were certainly to get freedom. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. As never before. Unprecedented means as never before. They had a lot of positivity in them that India's freedom was sure. They would surely get the freedom. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. So now here, once the war ended, things were settling. Abdul Kalam asked his father that he wanted permission to leave Rameshwaram and go to Ramanathapuram to continue his studies there. He told me as if thinking aloud, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? So here his father, encouraging him, said that you need to go away, far away from us in order to grow, to achieve something. You need to move ahead in life. Like the seagull, it's a bird. The seagull flies across the sun all alone, even without a nest. It flies in search of its destination. So you too need to move ahead. Though you have some struggles, you need to move ahead to grow. He quoted Khalil Gibran, to my hesitant mother. So his mother was really hesitant to send him away from her, to send him to a different place. So here his father quoted Khalil Gibran, who is a well-known Lebanese American writer, a philosopher. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you but not from you. You may give them your love but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. So here he says that though you have given birth to them, they have certain ambitions in life, they have certain thoughts, they have certain goals to achieve, which you cannot fulfill for them. So we need to give them a chance to move ahead in life. Though it may be difficult for us to take that, we need to accept their thoughts, encourage them so that they can achieve their goals. So this was the statement that Abdul Kalam's father made when he put forth the desire to go and study in a different place. So this is the extract that we understood from the Wings of Fire about his childhood. After this, he achieved lot of things in the field of science, technology. He is considered to be the missile man. Okay, so now let's see what message we actually get from this particular lesson. It's my childhood. It gives the message that tolerance, acceptance, broad-mindedness, and brotherhood are essential for an all-round growth. In order to reform social systems, one must be ready to confront obstacles without losing one's confidence. Mutual trust and ease of communication help resolve all hindrances. So, this is the message that he gives through this particular lesson, which we need to abide by, understand it so that we achieve great heights. Okay, so let's just brush through what are the value points of this lesson. You can just go through what this lesson deals with, what are the things you need to remember about his family, what kind of parents he had, how his childhood was. Okay, the first wages, how it helped him motivate himself that he could do something. That was a point where he had the highest level of satisfaction, where he got his wages. He was very much influenced by his parents, teachers, friends. He learnt a lot from all of them. Though he had his three friends who were from Orthodox family, how their parents accepted Kalam and how the caste system was getting eradicated in Rameshwaram. Also, we saw the incident of how the teacher was transformed, what explanation was given, how he changed his attitude towards this kind of a system, how the science teacher transformed the wife's attitude, what kind of a lesson he tried to teach his wife to take out this kind of attitude of caste system from her. Okay, also we saw how he convinced his wife and how Abdul Kalam was happy about it so that he could be a part of the society. Also, when he decided to move to another district for his higher studies, how his father motivated him, what were the words that he expressed, and how he tried to persuade his mother so that she could allow him to move out in society and achieve great heights. So it's a great thing that we learn from this particular lesson. So I hope you have understood. Go through the lesson again, understand them well,